Would have named it High Elves. Oh, that actually... Okay. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Alright. That's actually pretty good. Okay. So, Maralen, Fae Ascendant, 5 mana, 4/5 flyer. A fairy elf. So, kind of interesting. Whenever this, or an elf or fairy, enters, you exile the top 2 cards of your opponent's library. And then each turn you can cast a spell less than or equal to the number of elves and fairies you control. So if you lose your board, let's say, you can't cast any of the spells you've stolen because you don't have a creature count. It also has to be elves and fairies. Bit of a weak point, I'd say, but at least it has a little bit more relevant text box than the last commander I played. If you just have elves chilling or fairies, you can reasonably cast stuff. It is random, so you might not steal anything that matters. You could lose access to them if they continuously deal with your board. The cards you steal might do nothing. That's just the problem with this. Whereas Heist, you at least get something better. Or Heist is more consistent, I should say. But I don't know. We'll see. It definitely feels a lot more promising than the last commander I played, with relatively the same idea. Just play like the good elves. In this case, we can play the good fairies. There's not a lot of fairies that excite me. The new one, the new Bitter Blossom is nice. I don't own it, and I'm not 100% willing to craft it quite yet, because outside of this very specific commander, I don't think Bitter Blossom is particularly good. There's a reason you don't really see it anywhere, but I do have the OG one. But the new one obviously works perfect with this. I again, just don't know if I want to commit wild card, my only mythic, to it when I have to obviously craft new commanders to play them. But apart from that, we have actual win conditions that are reasonable at the pace at which this format is. So like Defense of the Heart, extra turn spam, Entomb Reanimate, Emergent Ultimatum, defense, like, so all the stuff that like can actually win the game, and I don't have to rely on slowly occurring critical mass of funny elves and fairies to get over the finish line, or steal crucial cards to then cast and win. But we'll see. I mean, you know what? I'm going to open 3 packs. Maybe I pulled a fairy. Maybe I pull it. Let's see. Maybe I pull the Bitter Blossom. It's a mythic, right? It is a mythic. I guess I could... Now, let's just do the 3 normal packs. Let's be efficient. I won't get enticed. There's a mythic. Nope. Oh! No way. I popped the vault. I popped the vault. No way. That wasn't even on my radar. Wow, that happens like twice a year. Probably less than that, actually. I think I only opened it once last year. Oh, well, alright, we found the fairy. That's so funny. I'm gonna shave a land. I did go up a bunch of mana. Let's just go down one. Well, that's the nature of singleton 100 card formats. It is highly susceptible. Someone gets totally blown out and you don't have an actual game to play. Journey to Nowhere? That's crazy. That means there's a lot of goofy removal in this deck. Fortunately, I didn't need this. This is nuts. That just means this is Scythus? I don't even know what that means, actually. Alright, let's play you. Verge, swing. Well, I would love to have a game where I had more than 2 elves in play before I care about making the elves larger. not really what I'm trying to do with this deck. Leyline Binding? What are you doing? Alright, so... Okay, I can't do anything about that, sure. This has to be a Scythus deck that's in disguise. I'm just so confused. Yep. Steal something cool, please? Okay. Oh, I meant to say good game, but... Except your opponent also having it. I'll take a... Yeah, I'll keep a land here. The best play your opponent's cards commander? I think I like Grenzo. I'd say Grenzo might be my favorite. The format is mostly 1, 2, 3 drops. Those are the most impactful cards. You might as well steal those ones, right? Cast them for free. The best cards in any deck in this format are the 1 mana to 3 mana cards. Like, this is not the best card in my deck. Although I guess arguably this one isn't quite that exciting either, but... Greater Auramancy. Alright, you by all means. Alright, so I can cast my commander with black. And I think I will, especially on the high buy turn. And I'm also not losing immediately to, whatchamacallit here? Wash away. Another Journey to Nowhere Truther? That's crazy. Wow, 2 in a row. Yeah, I do like Wrench. I do like Wrench. This is true. I don't have double black. Green, 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 blue... I don't have double black. I can't do that. So tapped. I guess I could have swung with Mutavault, actually. I'm going to end step the Vendilion Click. Just let my opponent do whatever this turn. If you have a sweeper, that's fine. I'm not... just go for it. Sure. Okay. Now I'll do this. Now I'll do it. Could do it on myself, actually. No, I'm not gonna do that. Smothering Tithe, Justicar's Spaghetti, and a ramp spell. The ramp spell wins with Emergent. Oh, no, wait. Oh, no, I'm not stealing it. I thought those cards I was stealing. I thought I was stealing those. That's my opponent's hand. Oh, that's funny. Okay, never mind. No big deal. Confused myself. New surprise. Boop. Enlightened Tutor. That's actually not that exciting. But I think I can cast it and do something like Black Market Spaghetti. I should have swung with the beautiful. Okay, fortunately it doesn't look like it matters mathematically that I did or didn't. But I still should have been. Alright, they make an army of 1/1s, so I can't kill them on the ground. But they would have been dead had I swung. With Mutavault. It's too many 1/1s, I can't kill them. Yeah, it's too many 1/1s. Yep, just pass. Alright, I did miss lethal. As is tradition. I keep forgetting I have a Mutavault, actually. Because I didn't play my own Mutavault to get that in play. Never played with this card before. They go to 1. They should be dead here, though. But I don't know. I probably win next turn, even if my board is answered, because I have Emergent Ultimatum. But we'll see. No, they gained enough life that they might actually feel comfortable and not interact with my board, because I can't kill them. No, I make a treasure token. I have black. Okay, that doesn't matter. Right? Player or planeswalker, just doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Alright, we got there. We did it. We did it. I don't think 3 damage matters. Yeah, there's no reason to swing. It just doesn't matter. Okay, they want to use Sanctum to tap my creature. Sanctum Tranquil Spaghetti Light. Which I suppose is fair. Hey, I stole the blue Honden. Yeah, that's actually slightly better given what I aim to do this turn, which is cast this. So, Expropriate, extra turn, Gristlebrand. I don't think this is beatable. You can't take Expropriate. Okay, yeah, they're just dead. It doesn't matter what they take. It's too much damage in the air. I didn't draw a land, did I? Oh, no, I did. Yeah, they're literally just dead. I had taken an extra turn, just fly over. Alright, so I did miss lethal earlier. Fortunately, it didn't cost me the game. I can't remember the 1 or 2 cards that are extremely good with this, but let's hope they don't have them. It's like the munitions one? No, I can't remember. One of them was like really good. There's a few cards. Can't remember though. Priest or... Okay, we'll just play the Tapman. Yeah, okay. That's why I have it in my deck, I guess. This is the huge punish of why I don't like Fabled Passage in a lot of decks. Assuming that's what was the idea. I play the Priest now. This is not an elf. I think I play the Priest. And I also reanimate Delighted Halfling. It's actually a pretty good idea. Yeah, I like that. They animated an artifact land, that's funny. Very well, let's see, I can cast my commander, and then maybe not do anything else. Is that a good idea? I don't think it is, but I'm going to do it, because I want to cast it, so. Of course I hit nothing. Amazing. I might upkeep something that could kill. Hold on. Do I just win next turn if I cast it? Black, black. Blue, black. I do not. I do not just win if I cast it next turn. I sort of have to do it on an end step. Alright, I'm not going to Mystical Tutor. One, two, three. Okay. Something? Wait. Okay. I'm not gonna let that be a thing. I'm not gonna let it be a thing. I could play around it, but they do have humans in play already that do things like this Toph. So. Alright. I think I win? I can't cast it. Alright. I didn't put much thought into that. I thought I could cast it, and I didn't think further. Fortunately, I don't immediately lose, and I would probably ideally always grab this anyways. But I thought I had double black, double blue. This land is, Sag. Still worth it, though. I have to do it eventually. And I'm literally one mana source away of basically anything, because this could give me it. So. Crop rotation. You go for it. You can have your Cavern and cheat in your funny thing. Alright, that is not what happened. Interesting. Just a lot of experience counters. I'll counter that. Make the giant token they want to make smaller. What if I took defense? Crystal Brand. Oh yeah, because they have 3 creatures. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. Okay, so I got Crystal Brand anyways, and another creature on top of it. It's ideal. Is that an upkeep? It is, yeah. So we got Crystal Brand, and I could Disciple something. I could Faceless Agent. I could probably go completely crazy with Tireless Provisioner. I could blow up their land with Chompies. I'm upset it isn't super obvious. Okay, let's just take the funny card. Let's play the old draw 7. You gain protection from everything until your next turn. Well, that is a funny card. That is a funny card. Also, I drew a lot of questionable things here. I'm not going to pay... Actually, I will. Okay, I found the One Ring, which is another layer of protection. And then 5. I have protection from this turn and the next turn with Stasis Coffin, a card I did not know existed. I have not seen this before. You gain protection from everything. Alright. Also, what did I exile? I wasn't looking. My opponent actually had Mindslaver in their deck. That's funny. Wait, does this make sense? Oh, it does. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Don't think there's any fancy stuff going on. Draw. So, Gala Greeters. I got you to reinstall. Well, there you go. Glad to help. We can gain 2. I'm probably going to do all 3. I'm not targeting my opponent every time because they have protection, but that's fine. I'm still just, I would argue, winning substantially. I cannot blow up the One Ring, but I can blow up the Tree of Danger Noodle-ness. And I think I just pass from here? I think I just pass. I can't swing, they have protection. Discard 1, 2, 3, 4. I still have protection for a turn cycle because of the coffin, but I also have a giant wall of pseudo-unstoppable things, so they have to cast, I honestly don't even know what. They also have to swing into Gristlebrand with something that would die to it. Which they do. The creature doesn't have tramp... Wait, does it enter tapped and attacking? Okay, it doesn't. Wasn't sure. Blasphemous Act. That's 13 damage. So let's go here's at 10, 11, 12... I can do this twice. So it'll be +4 +4 is not enough. 15. I don't think I'm drawing off of Gristlebrand. Okay. Nothing I can do. Why would you grab that again? What? Okay, well I'm gonna just cast this on that. I should have just stifled the land, honestly. Sure? Yay. It has to be this. I actually stole something relevant for once. My opponent shouldn't have the 2-2. I should have stifled that. Blasphemous Act is a bit crazy. I guess it makes sense. I don't know. Interesting decision. It looks like I won. Cool. That's a human. Alright, and then the One Ring triggers, and then they should just die. Oh, let me cast a free spell, I guess. Who doesn't like more Scute Swarms? Yeah, alright, nice. I think I do nothing long enough that this deck can get away with what it's trying to do. Which is it's just not good here. Let's grab you. Oh, come on, game. Alright. It's not even like my commander does anything. Like, I feel like it doesn't do anything. Of course, my opponent doesn't even care about it. You know what? No, you don't get your stuff. That's what I thought. It looks like I might actually resolve my commander? Oh, nope. Rofellos is good, but Rofellos doesn't... I'm probably not untapping with it, so... Memory Lapse. Oh, it's not too late for that card. And I think Rofellos must be dealt with here, so... I mean, I'm always... If you can avoid combat, Wrench actually sees a significant amount of cards. Like, I don't really think they're even close, honestly. Again, I'm looking to genuinely block this here. Maybe now I'm not. Maybe I'm just not doing it now. Okay. Well, they unsummoned my thing, and now we lose to Wash Away. So, But to be fair, yet again, my commander doesn't do anything. I don't know why I'm so fixated on trying to resolve it. It is not doing anything. Okay, there we go. It's literally stealing nothing out of a deck like this. It is also random. I should just play to the board guarantee. I think I'll put this on top, because I think they're missing lands, and they would like to find lands, so... I think putting it on the top is viable here. Especially if they are actually missing lands, that's just pretty huge. Wrench is also very good in... Standard. Alright, yep, there's the I must answer Rofellos thing, even though, funny enough, Rofellos actually isn't helping me do anything. It actually gives me a trigger of my commander, now that it has been put into my hand. I could do this for land. We could also just keep playing cards and not think about anything. Actually, I should... My opponent is dead set on dealing with Rofellos every turn, so I should probably just cast it. Who knows, maybe I find something better. Make a clue token. Alright, no. I'm gonna... You can cast this for free? Oh! Okay. Yep. You can cast the thick side for free. Spaghetti up, yep. Alright, well they're bound to have hit lands now. I mean, yeah, at this point, I'm not terribly concerned with them unsummon spamming. Okay. Sure. Okay. Of course, my opponent has forests, because I made all lands forests. Whoop-de-doo. So, I think I have to deal with Rofellos. It basically gave my opponent omniscience. Turn a creature to its owner's... Okay, I can just unsummon it now. Copy of any creature on the graveyard accepted as changeling. Wait. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Yep. Hold on a second. Guess I'll play Bloom Tender. Alright, I am in play with a massive board advantage, and I've stolen, what, 3 cards or something? I can swing with this as well, because they can't really block it. Fine. Let's just keep it around. They're dead in 1 attack anyways. I don't think I'm going to witness protection. So, I drew a good card too. River's Rebuke is the only card I can think of. And I win. If it did resolve, it would bounce... Would they... Yeah, I guess it would save them. I've seen it 2 times too many. Breeding pool? Okay. Repool is... I think I want that on black. No. I don't. Gee, I wonder why they kept their commander in the graveyard. Wonder what that could mean. Five. I guess I can keep mine in my graveyard, because then I can use it to escape Uro. Alright, I guess Uro will always have fuel. Mesmeric Orb is kind of nuts. Every time I see this card, it either kills the person who plays it, or it just doesn't do anything. I guess I'm just... Oof. I think we're swinging and doing nothing else? 1, 2, 3, 4... 3, 4... Yeah, we're just doing nothing else. I have these. We're just chilling. Alright, my opponent wants to mill. Makes sense. I mean, otherwise you don't play this. Sure. Scute Swarm. Oh, great. Love to see that. So, I'll cast Uro now. Doesn't really matter what I exile. Now we're just asking for a sweeper. And I think I'll leave up Brazenbauer, because I don't really care to play the One Ring right now. So I'll just leave up Brazenbauer. It is 3 damage a turn. My opponent's at 15. Might not deal with it too well. They also have to have some kind of sweeper. Otherwise, Scute Swarm will basically win. Sure. This opponent left their commander in the graveyard. I have not seen why yet. Very interesting. Wow, I got that was a funny card. I mean, killing the Mesmeric Orb doesn't matter, and making this an enchantment is kind of annoying. Okay, they're over it. What? Wait, what am I up against? I didn't even look. Attacks, choose a d20, tap target. Alright, so let's do blue. Given the hand, I guess. Blue it is. Okay, one of the worst possible cards I could have drawn. I guess I can still play it, but it doesn't do anything. Yeah, I think I'm taking out a Boreal Grazer. I think that's what we're going to end up doing. One, two, three, four. Play that. Do this. Like that. Alright, easy enough. I was kind of hoping they would give up after the second one, because if they didn't, I have nothing. So, it's one of those games where, like, If they just kept playing, they might just be completely fine. That's not good. I can keep a ridiculous hand like this and just hope it's good enough. I don't care, whatever. Game's gonna be fast anyways. But this is just me, but vastly superior. Let's go blue. Cast Faceless Agent? What? Okay, play versus draw. I guess that's it. I guess my opponent just said play versus draw. That's probably exactly what happened there, if I had to guess. Alright, what does this do? No idea. Vinyls, what is it? I've never seen this in my life. May return as a mill targeted first main phase. Target. Okay, sure. You have stuff. I have things. Oh, 1 into 3. Is this it? Is it going to happen again? 1 into 3 on the play? Other person loses? Well, that wasn't a ramp spell, but it's still the same thing nonetheless. Let's go ahead and assume we can continue the game. I'm not going to bounce the Bird of Paradise. Abrupt Decay. Wow. Alright, well. That's perfectly fine with me. Abrupt Decay is wild. Let's play you and represent random funny things. Sure. Discard a card, search a library for a creature. They get rid of Shieldred. Wait, what? Okay, that's like OG Shieldred. They get the other Shieldred, which I guess I could get rid of. Diabolic Intent is pretty problematic, though. I'm going to take that. And just hope they don't find a land, I guess. I don't know. I can stop them completely from playing another creature. As much as I would really like to play this first. Oh, okay, they just have absolutely zero respect for it. That's particularly interesting. Particularly interesting. They have zero respect for Defense of the Heart. Why is that? Does this do something I didn't read? Nope, they just don't care. Okay, well, good luck. I respect it. Let's see what you can do. I think Uro is good. I like this chonky redundancy that also gains life. Okay, then maybe they just wanted to see what I had before they gave up? Maybe I'd top deck Crystal Brand. Of course not. Maybe I mill it. Nope. Speaker? I could. I guess. I don't know. Entomb. Reanimate. So I have Entomb Reanimate before Ujin showed up. I don't think it matters too much, so they just cast it next turn anyways. But I can draw 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now they cannot cast it next turn, so a lot more appealing here. Entomb. Reanimate. Alright. Never feel bad about stomping on a Ujin deck, but from here I can swing and draw again, but they can exile it and I can't stop that unless I draw like specifically Tail's End or something. Gonna not keep that. Alright, do we have Spell Pierce? Nope. Why not? We'll keep that. Why not? You just play a Mana Rock here, right? Deck doesn't do anything but Mana Rocks. I guess a discard spell is viable? Pretty sure it's just a Mana Rock, though. Yep, there you go. They figured it out. My opponent figured out which one to play, I guess. Like, I haven't seen this card in like 3 months, and I still know what it does. Let's play you on that one. It shouldn't matter, so we should go with black. I mean, excuse me, we should go with blue. Let's get watery spaghetti. And I don't know if I'm bouncing this. I don't think I'm going to bounce that. I'm not bouncing the Iron Crag. I'm not too sold with whatever they do on 4 instead of 3 here. Especially when they could just recast it. Yeah, alright, like I said, it literally does the same thing every turn until it's done doing that. So. I lose to a sweeper? Is there any, like... I really don't care. I don't care. I can just move on with my life. Rusco. Is that better than Surgical? I'm going to go with Rusco, because the Mana Rock is actually kind of solid. Yeah, we're going to go with Rusco. But it still dies to a sweeper, which I think at this point my opponent must have. Otherwise the game is over, so they haven't conceded yet. So I take it there's a board wipe. Or a combo? Okay, no. Interesting. Sai is weird. Let's do this. Let's swing. Let's, why does it... Oh, you target and then you pay the costs. This is why this card breaks my soul. So let's untap you and bounce that. Okay. We did it. We figured it out. Did I just hit Bolus's Citadel? I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I just steal a Bolus's Citadel? Oh my goodness. Well, that just happened. Oh hey, it's Griselbrand. Be ashamed if I could play it. Alright, I just, I didn't lose to a sweeper and then did the most egregious offensive thing possible. I mean, I have Uro and a solid chance at actually putting it into play. But we'll see. I'm going to get a blue-black. I really do want to try them because of this Entomb. I mean, thing. So let's get... Yeah. I really want to have the option of surveilling away something. Let's play... you. Leave up Entomb for... Uro. As, like, one of my maybe actually does something cards. Have to leave up the counter. Actually, no, I don't, because if they play it, I have this. So they have to deal with my commander. And I hit a Boros Signet. I could play the creature. What does the Signet actually do for me? Not that much, but it does sort of help me recast my commander. So if they go to kill it now and next turn, that would imply they're just not casting their commander. And that's excellent. Like, that's obviously a very worthwhile trade. What's this do? Oh, okay, yep. I mean, I didn't steal anything that mattered, but I do have a 5/6, and my opponent can't seem to kill it a second time. So this does a pretty good job at stopping an aggro deck from beating you to death once it's in play. And I also now have a counter spell. This is... I mean, I don't know. I can just chill with Mutable Explorer. Let's play this. That is a geothermal bog. Alright, Bitter Blossom, you're up. You're up, buddy. I can get another forest. Cast the card that's in the format for some reason. I wonder if this is combo. They didn't play a ramp spell. I haven't seen a combo deck, mind you, but they're also playing very random lands. I guess I'll just respect it as a combo. So I just swing and not do anything this turn, and just win if it is a combo. Okay, that makes me think it is not, because I didn't go for it on turn 5. Which is something you could always reasonably do here. I didn't do that. I don't want this one. They kept the card on top as well, by the way. Kept the card on top. My life total, completely irrelevant, in my opinion. Let's do Elf. Tap you. Okie dokie. What do we steal? Lands? I stole 2 lands. This has to be combo. I just stole 2 lands. Just feels like it's a combo deck. But they just didn't play their commander for some reason. Earlier. Alright. So, technically I would need more than a 1/1, technically. Oh, sweet! It's Bray. I have not played against this yet. Unfortunately, I have Exploration. Hopefully it doesn't ruin the game. I'm a huge fan of this commander. Oh, I could have played Death Threat Shaman, huh? Whoops. Essence Channeler. Well, that's one of the 3. I guess I just won't play a creature then, right? Does that make sense? Why do I care about my opponent's command? No, alright, you know what? Deal with this. What do you got? Play creatures and try to beat this. Because I don't think I'm going to play creatures. I could play my commander. Opponent has something, though. Alright, what do you got? I can cast it twice. I'm going to say with confidence it probably doesn't do anything in the long run. Might as well just cast it here. Maybe I get something very good. No. I'm not going to play that as a land. It could be my land next turn anyways, and I could just eat my commander. Potentially. Okay, let's start making treasure tokens. And 4/5. I could play this, actually, but it doesn't do anything other than trigger my commander. Why not? I'm just going to play it. Have your extra counter. You're still stuck under defense, and I don't think I'm losing to that. Okay, I could just reset it. Alright, yep. I think they're stuck under the defense here, and I did now find an answer to their thing that scales, so I can just, like, if they recast it, it resets and to a point that it's really not a great... Well, I mean, children play Magic, too. Could just be a kid. I don't really get upset when people emote spam me. It doesn't do anything to your opponent. It just makes you look like a child, not the person receiving it. You expose yourself for childish behavior. I mean, it's not a big deal to me. So I'm going to play Arcane Signet, Dark Ritual, and blitz out the Black Market. Or one would hope they're 12. At least, I'll say that. We hope they're 12 years old. Otherwise, uh-oh. No, there's no reason to eat that. So, cast my commander. I think? Yeah. Steal something good, please? Ugh, God. Entered this turn? Okay. I'm just not convinced I should witness protection. Oh, beautiful. Alright, this is good. This is good. Let's get that. I'm actually surprised they did that. I feel like that could genuinely kill me. No, I could just start making treasure tokens and stop having the fairy trigger with it. Yeah, I mean, it's fair. You gotta do what you gotta do. Playing this butt naked is a little weird, but I'm gonna do it. And we're just going to assume we actually trigger it and steal something. Of course we don't. Nope. Why would we steal stuff? Why would we steal cards that matter? Why would we be able to do that? Fortunately, my hand is still good, though. Fey Barrel Elder, I will counter anything you cast. That is not an elf nor fairy. I think I'm still winning, especially with witness protection. I'm not even going to counter their commander. Yeah, I'm not even going to counter it. I just don't care. Do we think they're going to block with it? Probably not. But you never know. They do! They blocked with their commander. Wow, alright. Good thing I didn't witness protection, huh? I don't know where this gets my opponent, but I suppose the 3-2 is a problem. Sure. Let's learn we're elves. Yep, now you have a flying whatever Guide of Souls does. Oh, they didn't do it? Okay. I draw nothing. Cool. They're at 4, so the only reasonable thing to do here is that and pass. So now you can't use your commander. But they have no cards in their hand really anyways, or a Boroid. That makes 4 something I don't care about. Alright. Should be dead. Oh hey, it's Grifflebrand. Look at that. I not gonna lie, I kind of forgot Deathrite Shaman could do that until it was lethal. They just had to do what they had to do. Oh, that was you? Oh no. Well, at least I liked your commander. Didn't get to do anything though. Tragic. I can't say I've ever seen it before. Probably won't ever see it again. Or if I do, it'll be a minute. Okay, that's very annoying with specifically their commander. But other than that, not the worst thing to see, I guess. I did have Wash Away, which now doesn't do anything, so kind of annoying. This has to get an untapped green, because I said so. Fun when it works. That's like 85% of the commanders in this game. Fun when it works. But most of the time that doesn't end up happening. They do not go for their commander. I would have definitely gone for the commander here. Although this is also perfectly reasonable, I think. I don't think playing the commander and drawing a card is that much more crucial. So defense does not trigger. I think I'm going to make my opponent feel like they have stuff. That's what we're going to do. They have room to do stuff. That's the idea. What the heck is Cat Collector? Gain life for the first time. Okay, yeah. That is what it is. Okay, let's play you. Hey, I stole a card. Hey, it's Thraben Charm. What does that do? Enchantment. Graveyard. Kill something. Alright, well, we obviously want to kill this so my cards work again. And let's do this. And no attack. You have to kill defense as a mono-white deck. Have to do that. Or sweep the board. I mean, the engines are online here. Okay. Okay, they don't have an answer to defense, but I don't have a lethal thing, and they are at 33. Why are we swinging with 3 creatures? I guess because the tokens don't matter, you might as well poke me to death. Yep. Fair enough. I would also suppose I would do that too. Yeah, makes sense. So Gristlebrand and Chompies to blow up the token generator? Yeah, I'm down with it. Chomp. Okay, they're just immediately over it. My opponent had the largest creature in play. I can't swing with Gristlebrand. I'm still dying. But I am drawing 7. This was a land I never ended up using it, but I could have used it to eat Gristlebrand a couple times. Or my commander to draw some cards and stuff, but I didn't end up ever doing that, so I don't know. It's just a thing. It is an elf. You might as well play it instead of a forest, but it is a little weird to play this, because you don't normally want to eat anything. And well, at least eat anything large. But I guess you could eat Gristlebrand if you're too low to activate it. I don't know what kind of game that is. Like, how is Gristlebrand in play and the game is still going and you sacked it? Like, that seems crazy. But I suppose you could play it as a 6-mana 3/3 and eat a 2/2. You know, you don't have to actually eat something giant. But it's, I would say, better than a forest. At least it's an elf. I didn't feel like I was lacking in the creature type department, so there was definitely ample room to play cards that actually help you win games and stay alive in games, unlike High Perfect Morcant, which can't play counter spells, and it kind of demands your opponent is a kind of deck that doesn't want to get Blight spammed, and you can easily beat Blight spam. The only way I've ever seen it win, High Perfect Morcant, and it happened today, was someone had Priest of Titania, and I'm an elf deck, so I played a bunch of elves and stuff, and then they played their commander, vomited a bunch of stuff, and I also accidentally misclicked Moltender and couldn't cast Emergent. That was the only way High Perfect Morcant had a chance. And it happened, you know? That's why you play it out. They got literal omniscience that I couldn't kill, and then I died to that, so unfortunate in that game, but I like this. I still like the red-white life gain commander more than this. I don't know. I really do not like stealing random cards. It doesn't win you games, and come to find out, you actually don't keep the cards this sees. You only keep them for the turn cycle. So whatever you've exiled this turn that is not cast is gone forever. You don't have the opportunity to get those back. I really don't understand why that's the case. I think this is perfectly fine if you keep those options under the card, and then if it dies, all of the ones that were under it are gone, and you can reset with a new one, and it doesn't see the old pile or something like that. I think Gonti lets you keep it forever, even if it dies, which, I mean, I don't really mind that either if it was like that, because it would ask the player to do it, that's exiling, I mean. Ask the player of this commander to keep a board presence so that you can actually cast the cards, because if you get hit by a sweeper, you now cannot do that. So I just don't like this effect at all. I think this effect is really bad. It's extremely random. The only way I feel like stealing things has been viable is with cards that aren't real, which are the heist ones, like Grenzo. Black Cat, for you paper enjoyers, or Wrench, is really the only... I actually have one on paper. It's the only exception I've made to a Spider-Man card. Is I got a Black Cat, because I really like that effect. Like, 5 mana, look at the top 9, and take 2 is significant enough that it is almost like basically heisting, right? I really like that. Gonti is only 4, and this is just totally random, and you don't keep the cards, and you also need to keep your board state to even play those cards. So it's almost like a snowball effect. You have displayed the ability to play this, which is a 5-minute card, and you've, let's say, displayed the ability to cast 4 or more mana cards, 4 or higher mana value cards from your opponent's deck. That means you have a board state. You have a board state already. Whatever free spell you're getting is a snowball. Like, you're just winning more. If it even is a useful card. Most of the time you steal a random card, it's useless. It doesn't... Well, not useless, but I mean, it doesn't help you in whatever you're doing. It's like, oh, artifact creatures get +1/+1. Well, that doesn't do anything. It's just a 2/2 when I cast it. My opponent doesn't have access to it, but they didn't have access to it anyways. It wasn't in their hand. I'm not exiling cards from hand. I'm exiling cards from the top of the deck. It would be kind of nice if it exiled 1 card from the hand and 1 from the top of the deck. So that way you're actually impacting the game with your text box, other than maybe I got some value spell that might do something. Hitting a removal spell is cool, right? I hit a force of... Is it a force of vigor and blew up 2 things, but in that exact game, it didn't matter. The 2 things I blew up were irrelevant. But I would say on average that probably is, you know, somewhat of a decent thing, hitting a naturalize. This gets a lot more interesting maybe with multiple opponents, so an EDH, just like the other cards of this set, other commanders, feel like they're more significant in a multiplayer format, which I am all for. I think that's fine. It doesn't have to be good 1v1. Most commanders aren't 1v1, or let's say designed in a 1v1 mindset, or particularly strong in a 1v1 situation. And that applies here. The only thing really that makes up for that is your Sultai deck. So you can still play the cards that don't have anything to do with your commander, like this. And you have the added benefit of, it's always nice to have cards like this in a deck like this, because you have another thing you're doing or playing towards, whereas if you just have this, and your opponent is dealing with it, you don't have like a backup plan, and if this is not getting there, then you're totally screwed. So having backup plans are good, especially in decks where plan A is like slow and trying to do this thing that sometimes doesn't matter and is maybe just enough to keep your opponent busy. So then when they're like the dust settles and everything's blown up, you're just like, all right, Gristlebrand, I'll just cast it now. Like, you just have this other thing you could do. So that being said, I think the One Ring and all these mana tapping elves, you probably should just be playing Paradox Engine. I think I said this at the end of High Perfect Moorcamp, the video, where if I'm going to play a deck with a commander that doesn't have much of a text box, I'm just going to slam in the cards that actually can be a significant threat to my opponent. So I think the Paradox Engine should just be in here. It just should be in here. I don't know what I would take out, but whatever I upload, probably just assume it'll be in here. Oh, tutors? I think I was going to talk about tutors. Tutors are fine, especially when you have stuff like Emergent Ultimatum. I do like, what was it? Mystical Tutor in here. I did not actually like Worldly Tutor. So this could be another card, I feel. I just didn't like it. This is always something to think about. Just because it's a 1-mana tutor, put a thing on top of your deck, doesn't mean you just play it. I know it could get... Let's say my commander's already in play, and I could, like, find Faceless Agent to trigger it twice, like get 2 cards out of my deck or something. That sort of offsets the fact that I go down a card, because it doesn't go to my hand, it goes on the top of my library. So it sort of offsets it. It's pretty slow and, you know, random. It's random. But I guess you have the you could go for Uro sometimes if you just want to cycle it and put it to the graveyard, just like you would with, say, Entomb. Or you could Gristlebrand on top if you have that much mana in a given game. But I don't have, like, those toolboxy silver bullets other really than Chomping Changeling. And what's the other one? Reclamation Sage, which actually didn't end up going in here. I'm surprised, actually, at how often this didn't feel like it always had something to do. Normally, I think disenchant effects are pretty good. They're totally reasonable in multiplayer, where you have 3 opponents. Someone's going to have something. But 1v1, sometimes they didn't. But almost every single deck is gonna, at some point, do something that you would probably like to naturalize. And it's tacked onto the creature type that matters. Otherwise, you could just play, like, you know, was it Binding of the Old Gods or something? Vindicate? Or, not Vindicate, the green one. Maelstrom Pulse? Like, you just play Maelstrom Pulse instead. That would be a way to deal with Scute Swarm, that's for sure. But, I mean, this triggers my commander, which is the entire point. Just like High Perfect Moorcamp. So, yeah. I had enough of the creature types that I felt like I was triggering it enough that felt okay. And I wasn't so in on it that if it fizzles on the stealing, all I've done is just play another elf deck that sometimes plays a spell that your opponent has in their deck. Sometimes. I mean, you could steal a sweeper and obviously not want to cast that either. So, yeah, there's also Spark Double. You could run Spark Double. It still feels like a snowball-y thing. It makes Worldly Tutor better, but it does feel like just because you doubled the text box of this doesn't mean it's suddenly a good thing to be doing. It's not like Spark Doubling Grenzo. It's just stealing 4 cards now. And you can cast 2 of them. Which now we're just in a more snowball-y situation, but Spark Double doesn't do that much unless your commander maybe is already in play, unless you want to Spark Double a Mana Dork or Gristlebrand for some weird reason. So I don't know. It doesn't really pull you out of the this text box doesn't matter most of the time situation, and it costs 4 and doesn't do much unless your commander's already in play, so I don't know. It's the same... Oh, that's what I was going to say about Emergent Ultimatum, which I think I've said a few times in the past, probably, most assuredly. Don't play cards with this that are only good when you cast it, like the Scholar Sphinx, or that other thing that I can't think the name of. Only play cards that are good when you cast them alone, like Gristlebrand, Expropriate, Temporal Manipulation, all that stuff. There's no reason to have this dead draw in your hand like Scholar and then be like, well, that doesn't do anything. You know, it's just sitting there as this weird card. I don't think I ever lost having cast Emergent Ultimatum with this pile, right? So, there you go. I mean, the last time this came up, I think, was Jorn for the Winter Achievement Quest thing. And I might have said it there, so saying it again. I'm not a fan of Vendilion Click, but it can target yourself. So that is pretty nice. You can get rid of something not great and put something maybe slightly better. But doing it to your opponent, not that exciting. It's the same reason I don't like discard spells in this format, and you never see me play with them. It's because, yeah. And this actually doesn't even really discard it. They just get to replace it. There's a black version of this that I think is an alchemy card. I don't know what the creature type is. I don't know. But I'm sure I was bound to have missed maybe one or two really good elves and one or two really good fairies. But just because they're good with your commander doesn't convince me that I want to play them anyways. Some of these were already on the line of things I just don't like too much. But yeah, Omniscience, Expropriate, Vorin Collects, that's another one. Omniscience could go in here. I didn't really struggle with mana, though. I think if I was struggling with mana, then my Sultai deck is built wrong for Historic Brawl. So I'm not too big of a fan of Omniscience, but it could just win if you have, like, Gristlebrand to go with it. I could have just played Emrakul. I got to 15 mana a couple times, I suppose. I didn't get to see the chaos of the mirror, because every time I was in the mirror, someone had something completely degenerate really fast, like a 1-minute card decided everything, like Dark Ritual or whatever, or someone fumbled out and fizzled and just didn't get there, even not being interacted with. They just fizzled out. So in both cases, I was on the receiving end of losing, so I didn't get to see. But I'd say on average, it's pretty chaotic to have the mirror, where like you're stealing elves and fairies, and your Cassium is stealing more cards, and suddenly it's one of those games that could actually go to decking. That would be kind of wild, but it is possible. I think it would end way before that, though, because your opponent's bound to exile a game-winning spell, or you. Someone's going to explode and win. But, yep, so that's that. Paradox Engine needs to come in, and other than that, let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time with something that I don't know. Who knows? Get out of here.